Good morning, guys. Well, good morning, guys. I hope you're all doing great. I'm just heading down to Cars and Coffee. It's Saturday morning, about 8:30 a.m. Gonna meet Dave down there. I thought I'd have another little ride on the Commando, and I hope you're enjoying the video series of the BSA Super Rocket. I just wanted to introduce this next episode where I'm taking the front end off. So specifically the forks, the triple trees, and there's a few interesting discoveries, and it is still to be continued as well. Need to let you know that. So I won't finish it in this video for sure. I hope you'll enjoy it. Here are some of the parts that I've just taken off the bike, and I would say overall everything looks just fine. A bit dirty. I haven't looked at the fork legs yet, and I'm not seeing any major concerns here. There's a couple of washers missing. I've got a split pin there now. I don't know if that's an old nail or something, possibly not, but I'll just go through and clean all this now. The grease has hardened on the stem here of the triple tree, and I just need to check that for squareness. Just check everything else as well, but overall I would say that it's all there. Looking forward to seeing what this all looks like when it's cleaned. Let's see how this 61-year-old chrome looks after a polish. Oh yes, I'll give it another couple of goes, but that's just a quick rub for now. Oh, it looks awesome. That's this quick glow again, and unfortunately the company's no longer in business. Fortunately I was able to get one of these tubs from the UK actually. Don't ask me how much I spent for it and how much I paid for shipping, but it was worth it. So that's the before and that's the after. I went over to my friend Jeff's this weekend, and he's very kindly lent me this fork seal removal tool. It's a really nice tool. Here, there's the tool that goes over the fork, and this cap is intriguing. Actually contains extensions for here. So you get a much stronger T-bar out of it. I was just saying to Jeff how much we are looking forward to going riding our BSA A10s together. We also have another friend, Ron, who has one. And so that would be a very nice video. And I also wanted to give a big shout out to Aid at AG Engineering in the UK. He doesn't buy these tools, he makes them. He's a great guy. He's got a really enjoyable channel. He's working on BSAs and other machine work in his machine shop. It's a very enjoyable channel if you get the chance to check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. So here's the fork seal removal tool, and we're just kind of locate on those cutouts. That should be it, and here it goes. There we go. I've put the fork leg in the vise, and I'm just holding it with a wrapped around bit of inner tube so that it doesn't damage it too much. And this is how we remove the fork seal. It makes a big difference to have the right tool, doesn't it? Yeah, Aid did a video doing this very thing, replacing the fork seals on a BSA A10 fork leg. Next I have to remove this circlip, this snap ring, I think Aid refers them to. And while I'm doing it, he does mention about the play in this top bush that you can see here. I've just put some duct tape around the bottom of the fork stanchion just to stop it from dropping down and getting in my way while I'm trying to remove this circlip. This looks like it's going to be a fiddly little job. Well, that wasn't quite as bad as I expected, actually. So great. Now with this circlip removed, we can pull the... Oh, that was easy. I thought I was going to have to give that quite a tug. Well, was that too easy, guys? Excellent. It was much easier than I expected, thanks to the right tool. And so the next job would be to take these bushes off. And the way to do that is by removing this nut at the bottom here. And then that will allow us to remove the fork seal holder and replace the seal that's in there. Okay, we will see if this works. I've got the bottom triple tree, the yoke, in the vise, held in the vise. And I've put the fork leg into the triple tree, just tightened up the pinch bolt. So that should secure this from turning while I try and undo that top nut here. And got my big Whitworth spanner here. And it is I think it's 11/16. Yeah, 11/16. So I'll try this. I'm going to give it a crack, a sharp crack. First of all, see if this shifts it. And the nut looks like it has never been removed. There's no marks on it as well, so very pleased about that. So let's see what we can do. One, two. If that did it, we'll see. No, it didn't. No, we need to go a little tighter. Yes. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. There's the seal inside there now. You can see that. And I just need to tap that out. So I've got an old socket and an extension that should fit in there but not damage the lip of the seal holder that the tool locks onto. But just essentially just tap out the seal in the middle. That's it. See what it looked like it busted. It busted the seal inside. So now we just have to get that out. That must have been stuck in there fast, and oh yeah, look at that, it's all perished. Okay, well, I'm really glad that I replaced that now. There we go. It was a bit of an ordeal, but we did it. And there is the keyway for the fork seal tool that taps into that. Oh, I did it again. It bust again. Well. That was easier the second time. I suspect these fork seal covers have not been off in a good while, because this is still, I think, the original string that they used. I will obviously be replacing this, but it's twine or string that they use just to fill in that gap there. Whoa. Good morning, guys. I'm on my way over to pick up Jeff, and then we're going to head over to Bob's again taking the front end over there and see if we can figure out what's straight, what's bent, what needs work, what doesn't. So hopefully we're going to put the tubes in, I guess it's lathe or something that will help us to determine if those fork tubes or the stanchions are straight. And then the triple tree, the bottom triple tree, is something else. As you could tell from those video clips just now, clearly they are not parallel with the stem, and so we'll see what we can do to fix that. Well, here's the fork assembly back on the bench, and they are straight. Well, relatively straight, and let me just explain. Well, first of all, I don't think I could have done this in my garage. I just don't have the tools or the equipment that was strong enough to hold this assembly together while we corrected and fixed these triple trees. So number one, the forks actually were straighter than I expected. I thought they would be pretty bent. But it turns out they're out by about 55 thousandths of an inch. You may have seen that Bob put these tubes on V-blocks on his very flat surface plate, and they're out by about 55 thousandths. So that in of itself is great news. However, they're pretty banged up. We think possibly that they've been straightened in the past. And so they're pretty straight, but some of the threads on one of the tubes is damaged, which I don't like. Also, they're just in a bit of a bad state, and so I'm going to replace the tubes. That was one thing. And then once we had established that the tubes were pretty straight, we realized that this triple tree, this clamp, was very badly out of shape. And so what we did, fixed up a mechanism that clamped this to a very straight bed of one of his machines, and we ratcheted this down, this tube at this end, and essentially twisting the clamp back into square. And so we took perhaps a more methodical, scientific approach than I expected, which was great. We used pin gauges to actually measure how far we were going and how far it was returning until it was absolutely flat. And so that's great, but nevertheless, I think we're going to try it again once I've got the new fork tubes installed and everything reassembled. And if it's still out, I'll go back to Bob's and we'll fix it. But very happy with the results. And so we're just waiting for the parts to arrive now, and then we'll continue with this project. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you again next week.